My name is Ed Timberlake, and we're going to talk a little bit about copyrights and trademarks. Not because they're similar, but because they're often confused. Trademarks are a very cool thing that we've had for a long time in this country. In fact, bothered to stick a provision for them in the U.S. Constitution. So they've been there right from the beginning, thought it was important to encourage people to do this. And the idea, sort of an oversimplified version of it, is the idea is to get you to go out and create original stuff. Doesn't really matter that much whether it's a painting or a poem or a drawing or a play, computer program. Just, we want you to go out. We think we'll have a better world, we'll be a better society if you create original stuff. So the creation part is fairly straightforward, and the original is just, we don't want you copying somebody else's stuff. That's a whole separate matter, but we want to encourage you to do your own stuff. So we'll have more stuff, we'll have more poems, we'll have more paintings. A lot of people, sometimes there's confusion between what a copyright is and what a copyright registration is. So if I write a poem, if I sit down and write a poem, I immediately have the rights, certain rights in that poem in terms of copying and what other people can do with it. I'm the owner of those rights from the very beginning. Registration is a thing that you go to the government for. So you don't go to the government and say, can I get a copyright? You go to the government and say, look, I've got these rights. I would like you to make an official record of my rights. That's helpful. It's fairly cheap. It's pretty straightforward. But particularly if you've got a work of art that's going to be seen by a lot of people, or you're going to pitch a story out to somebody, or the more visible something is and the more you have invested in it, the smarter a decision it is to go ahead and get that registered. Trademarks are entirely different. The idea with trademarks, if you had to boil it down to one word, I would say it's distinguish. You're trying to distinguish your stuff from somebody else's stuff. So if you have a business, you may, as part of your business, to just compare and contrast copyrights, as part of your business you may create works that are covered by the copyright law. But your business name or your business logo or your business identity, a lot of those things fall over into the trademark space. So trademarks also have sort of a two-tier process to them. You can just simply start using something as a trademark, and this really is the idea of like making a name for yourself. If you use a logo and use it enough and people see it and they connect you with that logo, then you have trademark rights in that. If you have a trademark and then you want to get it registered, then you can take it to the government. Again, the government doesn't give out trademarks. They will register a trademark that you already have. That process is a little bit more expensive than the trademark registration process. It's a little longer, but often for a business, it's a really smart decision, particularly the extent to which your business is visible, widely visible. So if you're going to open up a shop, a one location physical shop where people come in the door and that's the only time they see your business, then that's a lower level of urgency can be concerned about getting a registration for that. Whereas if you're doing anything online, you're immediately visible to a very large number of people. That's a really good time to think through the process of, is it a smart move? Would I be improving? Would it be a good investment for my business to look into getting this kind of thing registered? And not to put too much pressure on anybody, but the ideal time to think about whether your trademark would be good for registration is almost before you even open your doors. I mean, when you're sitting down thinking, what would a good name be? What's a good domain? Is this domain available? That's a great time to have a trademark discussion and go through some of the trademark analysis, because there are certain things you're just never going to be able to get registered, even if you really want to get them registered. So it's easier to get it right from the beginning.